Okay, so I think most people are set up. So I'll get started. So welcome to the hands-on Canva workshop. I'm Carolyn Stewart. I am a part-time staff member with the State League. I have been a staff member for 4 years, but I have not met very many people. And this weekend was my first time meeting pretty much everybody in person.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. And a workshop to boot. So this is my first workshop also. So we're all learning here together. So we're gonna do kind of a quick intro to Canva. We're gonna look at some of the, kind of walk through the tabs on the side, the various things that we can do, introduce where things are and what they do. And then I have 2 projects we can do. I don't know how much time we'll have, but we'll definitely get through one project. And let's see, and hopefully some time too for question and answers at the end, and we can kind of feel out what would be more helpful too, if it's a time crunch on another project or more discussion. And then, yeah, as it was talked about last night at the communications caucus, we do have an intern with the State League this summer. She's starting on Monday. And so a lot of what she's going to be doing is creating resources, toolkits, and other things to help local leagues with expanding their communications and building that up. So we're very excited to have Emma this summer. I'm very excited to have her to help. So just really fast, I'm kind of wondering, like how many people are kind of have used Canva before, feel kind of comfortable, or are most people kind of brand new to Canva that are here today?
New.
Okay. Okay.
If you have used it before, then you know more than I do. I'm just assisting her. I don't do a lot of the lead part, but I do it on my own for other events.
Okay, and let's see.
How do we get a hold of that intern?
Well, it'll go through me. I'm the one supervising her. Yeah.
Should I put your email up here?
Yeah, go ahead and put my email up there. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. So let's see. So that's great. This is a very basic tutorial. We're going to go through kind of the very basic components. So no need to have the experience. Real quick. Yeah.
What is it
.org.
again?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my email. All right, so just as a quick introduction, Canva is, as you seem to be aware of, at least, is a graphic design program that allows individuals, businesses, and organizations to create a variety of digital and print items. Like I've seen Amy mock up these t-shirts she used on Canva, bookmarks. You can make all kinds of stuff with it. They have templates. It's a very, very helpful, quick tool, as I mentioned a bit in the article, as opposed to something like Illustrator, which has a very steep learning curve. So it's great for that. It can be used on a variety of devices. You can do a computer, a tablet, a phone. I don't like doing it on my phone or my tablet. I find it to be much easier on a computer. Just a little recommendation. I find it unnecessarily frustrating on a phone. So another big thing is that Canva has a paid and unpaid version. And there are a few key differences there. Many of the premium tools are not available for the free. So like removing the background of an image or resizing a graphic once you've already started doing that. That is not involved in the free version. There's more templates in the paid version versus the free version, more photos, more graphics, more fonts, and importantly, for this kind of work, the brand kit is limited. So as you're aware, the league has 5 colors that we use for things. So it's very helpful to be able to have all 5 of those up there. But the State League does have a Canva Pro license for each local league. And so after today, we can go through and make sure that folks, each local league has somebody that can access our Canva Pro, so you can gain access to all of these. It looks like you had maybe a question? Yeah, or no, okay.
So what if we applied a few years ago for a nonprofit pro as our own league? Then should we transfer over to this one?
I don't think that's necessary. If you've already got one that you're using, I think that's fine. This is for leagues. A lot of leagues don't have their own.
Okay.
And we could invite you to our team. I mean, you could have both so that there can, because there is a collaborative element to it that is very helpful. But yeah, so
One person per league has access.
we're trying to nail down exactly how many licenses we get, but it's gonna be fewer rather than more for sure. But yeah, after council, we're gonna go through and kind of figure that out. I think we do already have some folks on the team, so someone in your league might already have access.
And it is called Teams.
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
Canva Teams, not Microsoft Teams, if you
Yes.
do that. So let's see here. So the things that I find most helpful about Canva is, like I said, there you can do collaborative work. You can have people accessing the same link and design at the same time, and that just cuts back sending emails and drafts back and forth. The ability to store the brand standards within the program. So you don't have to type in the hex code every single time you want to use a specific color, or you can just go through, you can save templates. It's very helpful in that way. And it has a lot of stock photos that you can use that are royalty free. So that is also very helpful. All right, so how to get started. Let's see here. Let's go to, I have up here first. I think I need to make my thing zoomed out more perhaps. Yeah, okay. The text will be smaller, but now we can fit everything on the screen. If you're using Canva, it'll have, if you're using Canva free or premium, you'll see these little crowns that indicates that it's like a premium item. So if you're not being able to use it for some reason, it might be because you're on the free one. So the first tab we're going to look at here is the brand tab. And there's a lot of different components to this. There's a component that allows you to upload and store all your logos. And we're gonna work on filling this out too. Currently, we have all the state league logos, and we'll fill in more national. We've got Vote 4-in-1. So you can store logos in there. And with the teams that local leagues will be able to access, you'll be able to access everything that I'm showing you today. So we also have a place right now, it's just Skagit County, but we will have your league's logos up there. I also find it helpful to have related logos. Every year we do Giving Tuesday, so I just have them stored in Canva in the brand kit so I can get it very easily. As we discussed too, we've got the colors portion. So this is a premium account, so you can have, I think, 5 brand kits saved. So we've got the league colors and we've got the Vote 4-in-1 colors in here. Then there is.
It actually said 3.
3?
You can have 3 colors. That's
Oh, for
what it
premium?
No.
Oh, do we have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said that there was gonna be the state logos loaded up to Canva that we can access.
Yeah.
What about the logos that National has formal national relationships, sponsorships with? I'm thinking Girl Scouts,
Mhm.
Indivisible, will those also be available to us via the state?
I can look into that. I've never been sent any of those logos for our comms work, but I can reach out to National and ask them if that's something that we can have available. The ones that are loaded in here are ones I took from like the Giving Tuesdays website. They'll have like brand kits. No Kings does this too. They'll have brand kits that you can download for your use, but I can reach out to National, make a note.
Because that would let us know, number one, that there is a formal relationship between league and this organization. And I use Girl Scouts just because I know that they have a
Yeah.
relationship with Girl Scouts. So that we're not using logos, number one, without the permission of the owner of that
Yes.
logo.
Important.
That's very important.
Yes.
And so if we could shuffle that through the state, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. All right, so you've got the colors. They also have a place where you can store the fonts. So we've got the two main fonts here. And also very helpful is you can store photos. So we have a ton of photos that we've downloaded, and I'll demonstrate how to do this today too. If you're unaware, National has a Flickr account where they keep a ton of photos that have all the league branding that from their events that they take photos from. So that's a great resource to have.
And Flickr is free.
Where is that?
Flickr is free.
It's a website. This week, sometime this coming week, I'll put together a packet to email out for things that have like the Flickr account and some of these resources as well. But a lot of them are stored in this photos tab here on the side. That's where I just, yeah.
So at the fonts, you said there's two. Are those the two that we're supposed to use? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, those are the two that are in the brand standards.
Okay.
As part of the gathering of resources for local leagues, National has an entire brand standards kit, like a whole packet about how you use fonts and how you use colors and things like that. So we won't get into too much of that today, but that information is available that's also on the league management site. Yes, so let's see here. Okay, I think that's all of that. Oh, right. One very important part, it's not very populated yet, is brand template. Oh, it's loading. So this, right. Okay. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Honey's question, we probably would want to have you join the team, even if you keep using the other one. Because one of the great things about this is from our main account, we can distribute templates. These are all old, so we'll get them filled out. But then you can go through and either download them, they can be editable, you can go in and change them for your league. So it's the landing page that when you click on brand over here, it brings up the templates. So look forward to this being more populated over the summer with Emma. And there is real quick, or actually I'll wait until we do that a little bit later, but this is all, the brand kit is just to make our lives a lot easier, having all of the league stuff in one place. Yeah.
Do you have to be invited in to see the brand kit? So nobody here today is gonna be able to pull that up unless they're in the comms team.
Yes, unless you're already invited to the team, yeah.
But
So-
and the team would be down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can play with it on your own right now, so you can make things of your own in your own little box, and your initials are probably down there, but when you get invited to the team, this will have a second option, and it'll be a little logo that says League of Women Voters, and when you click on that, all of this stuff that she's showing you now is
Yeah.
gonna become available to you.
Yes, everything is,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so how do we join the team?
That's her job.
yeah, after council, we'll sort it through, but basically, you can reach out to me, and then we'll send you an invite link, and you'll just have to click that, and then you'll be able to join the team. And so, yeah, all of the stuff that's in the brand kit will be available to the local leagues, and we're gonna populate it more. That's one of my big summer tasks, working with Emma. So, yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad that she brought that up because I didn't really think about that. You can't see it except for on my screen, but you will be able to access it in the future. Okay, so
They have.
this part you will be able to get into right now. The next part that I'm talking about here is the projects tab. And this is important as it looks. Is where all the projects you've worked on will be. So this is just my little alt account that I created to make this less confusing, so though I don't have a ton of them yet. But so any folders that are shared will be shared with you. And then if you've used Canva before, you're probably used to seeing your recent projects pop up. And you can see here too, if it says view only, that means like I clicked on that, the link was shared to me, but I can't edit it. But I think the private ones are the brand templates and you would be able to edit them. So that's where you go. Projects is where all of your projects are going to be stored. And then I recommend getting an organization system done early because it's much more difficult to go back and try to figure it out later. I've learned that the hard way. So just a little heads up there.
How did somebody know to share with me? I just opened this account. I don't pay for any, and I've got a logo. I didn't put it there. She put it there.
Yeah.
How did you put it there?
Because you're on my group. Then.
Sorry to interrupt,
You'll
but it was
see my.
just-
Oh, yeah, no,
my
that's
team.
fine.
If you go down here, you'll see that you're on my team too.
Okay.
You
Or
think of
don't
these as
expand.
groups of people
Okay.
working together and you have cloud storage for the things that you're making.
It's gonna be
Yes,
another-
exactly, yes.
You'll see three.
So
Let's
you've got a whole community there and you don't even notice.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, and one helpful thing here is you can filter them. So if you go here, it'll have your initials, your projects, the ones that originated on your account will be the ones that show up. And then they're shared with you, which will be like if someone shares a link with you, or if you started working on a brand tablet or not tablet, template. So that's just another helpful way to go through and narrow down what you're searching for. All right, so when it comes to actually starting a project, you can do that in two ways. One way, and it might be easier if you're just starting out, is you go to this templates tab, and Canva has like 3 million templates, so you'll find something, I assume. You can go and search. So like I often I'm like, okay, I'm going to be making an Instagram post, and you can pull it up, and it'll have. I think it's kind of the most used ratio now is 4 to 5. So it'll kind of pull up a bunch of templates that are already the right size and everything to use. You can do this for a Facebook post too. You can do it for like a flyer if you wanted to do a flyer, event flyer. So that might be helpful to folks so that you kind of don't have to worry as much about the graphic design part of it while you're still learning. So that's one way to start a project. Another way to start is up here at the top, this create button. And what this will do is it will create just the white blank page instead of a populated with a template one. And you can go in and type in what you want. They usually have like various sizes. I think they have all the social media platforms on there, even like LinkedIn, like banners, the headers for all kinds of things. And you can also choose a custom size. And choose what you would like to have there. So
on Instagram, they have like 3.4 and 4.5 and square. Is that the ratio or something?
So there's like, you can have 3 different types of photos posted on Instagram. It was square for a very long time, but they recently changed everything to be the narrower rectangle. You can still post things that are that, it'll just be cut off on your profile. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it looks like we've got a question online. Yes. Yeah, sorry, what is your question?
I don't know if this is possible or not, but we can't see what's being projected from your laptop. And that's what those of us who are plugged in virtually most need to see. We need to be able to hear you, but to see what you're projecting. Is that possible?
Yes, let's see if I can do it through share screen.
Ooh, it's not showing up.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't mean to create a problem, but it's
Well,
not,
it's a-
Have you set as presenter, are you set as presenter in the meeting?
Oh, good call. Let's see, where's the,
Or host, are you host? Who's the host? And if I'll go.
I should
find
be the
host.
host. I mean, it's the,
If you're not the host, I will find the host.
I'm the host. It's the league account. Interesting. I wonder,
Do you want me to go get? Okay.
let's see.
I'll be back.
okay, you may want to proceed. I don't mean to throw a monkey wrench, but it's just not helpful not to be able to see what you're projecting.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I'll make a note to make sure that was working before I start next time. Okay. Okay, were there any questions from the in-person folks? Okay. So let's see, go home here. So for today, I'm gonna go into a pre-made thing because I already came up with a quick post to make. So, but if you go to create your own post with the little purple plus mark, this is what it'll bring up. You can still access templates at the top corner here if you decide later, I want to use a template now. So it's not, your only chance isn't at the beginning there. But there are important design element tabs here.
You need to, there's a step missing. Are you working on a document? Is that?
This is, yeah, this is just a blank Instagram
Oh, okay.
post size.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you get the little purple.
I'm not sure if you can help, but yeah. Well, it's a Zoom issue, I guess. So that's why I was hoping for Amy, but we're not able to
I
like,
have shared, oh, so it's in permissions. then.
yeah, which is odd because
Yes,
I'm
that's
the
good.
host. Yeah, I should be the host. That's how I'm logged in. So that's why I was looking for Amy.
Weird.
Yeah, so for the folks online, thank you though very much.
God, that's so weird.
Yeah,
After you figure it out later today, will you tell me what was going on?
yes, I will.
Because yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I have not either, so. For the folks online, it's becoming clear that I'll create a demonstration in hopefully this coming week too, going through all of this for you, because then I'm realizing now the recording is not there either. So we'll make sure that we get, if you're not able to get very far into it today, I'll make sure to have a recording available where I can walk you through all the steps so you're not missing out on that entirely. All right, so back here. Okay, so yes, blank Instagram post. Like I said, the tablets tab is up here, or templates tab is up here if you decide you want to work off of a template after all. Some other important parts is the elements tab here, and that's where you're gonna find graphics. Let's see, I've got the recently used up here.
Amy's out of commission, she's running AV on the other.
Okay, that's,
I'm gonna try putting it, going online right here and then turning my camera on.
okay, yeah. We've got a substandard maybe solution, but we got something for now. And like I said, online folks, I'll record something later so that you have a demonstration as well. So yes, the elements tab, you can do pre-made graphics. Like we've got this little vote box, little arrows. I mean, you can just go in and search. You can do shapes, graphics. You can do audio, sounds, little music clips that you can use, frames. So like you can go here, we'll click on graphics and then like, I want to use a ballot box. So you can go search for ballot box and, oh no, it took away. Okay, ballot box. And it'll bring up a ton of ballot boxes that you can use in your design. Yeah, and so you can do, I mean, anything you can think of, just generally something will pop up. So there's a lot of elements at your that you have access to. You can do, if you want to build up something yourself, you can just choose from shapes. Oh, okay. Choose from shapes. So there's a lot to play around with in the Elements tab, and that's where kind of the visual interest portion of your design is going to come from. And then text here, as you'll notice, this is the first time it happens, but when you go into work on a design, it'll you have access to the pro account. The brand kit is visible, so you don't have to go search it out. You're just like, oh, I'm going to use fonts and put a text box in, and we have the 2 fonts loaded here under the brand kit section, and you can choose. If you're like, I'm going to do about 4-on-1 thing, you can choose to switch to a different brand kit. So that's very helpful. And you can also add in various sizes and search fonts if there's a particular one that you want to use. So yeah, so that is how you would get text into your design. Let's see.
I have a request.
Yeah.
This is really groovy key. I can't wait, but a lot of these, like the ballot box image, I get the message, I get the idea, but we don't use ballot boxes in this state. Would it be possible, this is a request of the state, would it be possible for the state, the state league, to come up with a good sort of general image of a drop box to create? Yeah.
Yeah, and Canva does have,
Can you? Okay, thank you.
Canva does have stock photos of some ballot drop boxes. So that's also in the photos portion.
Do you want to tell them that it's also on my screen if they want to look?
Sure, yeah. Well, so what we're running into is that I cannot share my screen.
And so if you want to.
And I'm logged into number 2.
And if they look at mine, they'll see this really bad low tech.
Yeah, we have our low tech solution, and I've promised them a different walkthrough as well, but I don't understand why it's not letting me do that.
Share is it?
Yeah, or you just did it. How did you do that?
I'm a genius. I don't know if you know this about me.
I do know this, but how did you, it was grayed out. The tech person asked me specifically if it got figured out to tell him so he could help next time.
That's so funny.
Okay, we don't need.
Wait, is
any
it
more-
working? Is it
Are you guys
working?
seeing it now? This sharing the screen? I can't hear them. Is it muted? No. The online folks.
Give us a thumbs up if you can see the shared screen.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Hooray. Okay. Well,
I will leave you alone.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's grayed out.
Okay. All right. So, just a real quick catch up for the folks just joining online. This is the screen for creating a project from a blank card. And we had gone through the elements or the templates tab here. If you actually want to start with a template, you can go, they've got a lot of them to use, as I've said before. There's an elements tab, which has a lot of different ways to add visual interest to your design. So you can add in shapes, it's loading. So shapes, it's got audio here. You can do animations. You can do, we were looking at graphics earlier, which is where the ballot box came in. So ballot box, you search, or we did ballot this time, but that will do. It'll come up with a bunch of different graphics that you can enter into your design. So the elements tab is very helpful. The text tab, that's how you add a text box in. And as I was saying, the brand kit is loaded up here if you're logged in through the state's license. So you'll have the 2 league fonts right here. You can add in different headings and subheadings, and you can search for fonts if you're wanting to use a different one for some reason and pull it up. And then there is also the brand tab here. so you can access it here as well, that has everything we went through earlier with the logos, the related logos, the fonts, the colors, the photos, which is helpful if you're trying to like add a background to your image now. So another helpful tab is the uploads tab, which is where every photo that you upload will show up. So I had a couple here that I already did, but as promised, now this thing's in my way. There we go. We've got the National League's Flickr account. So, and you can just, I'll send it out in a packet afterward, but you can also just Google LWV United States Flickr, it pops up. And this is a resource available to all local leagues. I find it easiest to do the album here because it's all organized. They've got stock photos, they've got branding photos, they've got just from various rallies and actions that they've done, dating back a few years. So there's a lot of good photos in here, then that's very helpful to have a bit more meaningful stock photos in your posts. So I wanted to walk folks through the process of downloading an image. Do you guys want to do that along at the same time? Yeah.
I was gonna just ask you this question. Are there any languages offered in Canva? Say you wanted to do something in Spanish or indigenous?
The premium, I know the premium option had one of the tools you can't access for in the free version is like a translation tool. So I've not used it, so I don't know how well it translates. Okay, so did they pull this up or do they just want to watch me do it?
So I didn't know how to pull up Flickr.
Oh,
And I'm on the league, you know, the shared one, whatever.
Yeah, you're on the team.
I'm on the team, but I don't know how you pull that.
this is a website.
Right, but how do I, okay.
You just, like if you, here,
Get another page.
yeah. And I have it saved, but I also will just Google like LWV United States Flickr and it'll pop up.
I'm gonna bring it up.
Yes, good idea.
USA,
I usually use, yeah, US or United States.
FLIKR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
CKR.
Oh, yeah.
I know there was an E.
Are folks finding it? Okay.
And you can pull a picture.
Yeah, it'll take you to their photo stream usually, I think, which is just a photo dump of all their photos. But as I said, I like to navigate it through the albums because it's more organized. And so for today, the photo I'm gonna look for is in the election stocks. Oh, you can just ignore this. Continue without supporting. It's just a Flickr pop-up. So as you can see, they've got a lot of them, and this is part of the problem too, why we need to have like evergreen posts, I call them, election templates adapted, because a lot of what National posts does not apply to Washington. We don't go to ballot locations. We don't, at this time, have any voter ID laws or anything like that. So some of these don't work as well because we don't have that experience in Washington. A lot of us don't even get the I voted stickers. But you do, yeah.
Yeah, we do too. We do.
That's great. I know some counties, Whatcom included, did like
How did you get from albums to that?
oh, I went to the election stock photos. Here, we can go back here. It's in the second row, election stock photos.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, or was it right? Okay. So that's just something to keep in mind for both if you're gonna utilize national templates or looking through their photo banks. One.
And Flickr does have other free photos, you don't have to
Yeah.
go to the LWVUS for free photos.
I'm not sure where the specific photo is. I'll just pick a different one to download. So you click on the photo, whichever photo you like that you want to download. And they have the little download arrow here in the background. I usually just download the original. Sometimes it'll pop up that it's too big to use for some reason, but I generally don't have problems. So yeah, so that's how you download the image. I think we keep not sure where, oh, here we go. The specific photo, oh, right there. This was the one that I was going to use as the background. But any photo that you want to use will be fine. It doesn't matter there. You'll still be able to do all of the element steps that I'm doing. Okay, so download original. It'll get sent probably to your downloads folder. That's where mine gets sent.
And I do a lot of Canva. I recommend starting a folder on either hard drive or on another hard drive that just says Canva stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you'll end up with so.
The second thing is starting an organization process at the beginning. It can get very chaotic.
Especially if you're downloading things from all different places. And then you'll see when she gets to that point, you can't just take something from Canva and put it somewhere else. You have to download it and then it goes somewhere. It has to go into your file for you to use it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Starting a process where you have these things saved, and they can be very big files, so get a hard drive that you attach to your computer that just has Canva stuff on it. That's my recommendation.
Yes, so once you've downloaded your photo, you head back to Canva. Oh, we left the design, I guess. Oh, it's over here, second one. Okay, and it'll show up here. You go to that Uploads Cloud tab and upload file. And I always have it, I don't remember if it's because I always use downloads that it pops up or if it navigates automatically to downloads, but wherever you download the photo, you pull it up, just click on it, open, and then it'll upload it.
Okay, I got a little bit, okay, I'm back on Canva,
Yes.
and where am I at now?
You want to click on this little cloud upload tab. And once you do, it'll bring up, it'll probably be blank. You won't have these yet. You'll have an upload files button. And that is where you're going to click that. So you have access to your computer storage.
And go ahead and click up, upload.
Yes, upload files, I think is what the button says. Yeah, and so then and we'll do it again so folks can see how you can tell it's working.
Yay.
It's working. It'll pop up, have a little progress bar here. And so that's how you know that it has indeed been uploaded.
And if you upload video, it takes longer.
Yeah.
So
Or a larger photo would take longer, yeah.
And you can see a little wheel kind of catching up. So don't think that it's not working, it just takes longer.
All right. So now that we have kind of introduced ourselves to the key tabs on the side here, we can walk through a project together. So I created just it's got the ballot box. It's not totally accurate, but you can sub in a different graphic if you would like. We're just gonna recreate a quick design so you can get some more familiarity with it. Just as a note, what I did when I started making designs is I went and looked at what National was posting and other nonprofits that I thought were doing things well with their graphics and tried to kind of emulate it. Mostly I try to emulate National. And then just as a random note, I spent 10 years as a professional face painter. So my artistic style tends to lean more cartoony and more bright and like grab attention. So that tends to be what I do. But I think as when you're creating the graphics or flyers, or whatever it is that you're doing, ideally you want to be using the brand standards, those colors, those fonts, and kind of staying within the bounds of what you see National doing. That's what we are doing at this point anyways. It is nice to kind of distinguish your league's posts so that folks can kind of tell from a glance that they're different. I'm sure you've all experienced there's 400 voters and there's so many different newsletters from all the different levels of the league. You can't, it's kind of can get very, I know people get very confused because I get emails about it, how they're not sure whose newsletter is coming from where. So that is something to keep in mind when you're creating posts, is maybe, staying within the kind of general league bounds, but being a little different so that folks can pull you out from all the other ones. So we'll recreate this one first. And I have a very process that I do this. We can follow in that order, but you do whatever works for you in the future. So what I always like to do first is find the background image. So this image that we downloaded is the background image. So there's two ways to get that. I accidentally just did one of them. There's two ways to get that onto your project. What I find to be the easiest is you go over to your image and you click the right or the left pointer and just drag it over. So it's like this. And at a certain point, it'll catch and kind of auto size into the design. And then you could double click it and that will allow you to change how it's positioned. So I'll do that again. Just click on the image once with your left pointer and drag it over, and then just wait for it to catch and blow up to the auto fit of the entire design. Yeah.
So mine doesn't blow up.
You're moving it too slowly.
Yeah. And then we can double click it.
Oh, really slow, I did,
Yeah.
Once you get used to it, I can kind of tell, and I envision myself tossing it in. But yeah. So once you have that in and you've kind of have it positioned how you'd like, something that I started doing a lot because National does it a lot is, let's move this over here. You can do two things now. If you bring this down, you can click on the background and change the color of it. So pull down this little tab here. You click on the image, pull down this little rectangle tab, and then click on the background. It'll allow you to make edits to the background. So you can change the color. So once you click on color, you'll see that, again, the brand standards are just right there for you to use as a color. So we're gonna do purple, the purple in this, the light purple.
Oh, I'm just adding one of those.
Yes. Yes.
Are folks getting into the purple okay? And then once you've changed the color, you can just bring that back up. And then you can adjust the transparency of the image so that it's not as stark and blends better into the background. So you just go up to this little checkerboard part here.
That was hard for me. I did not know that was transparency.
Yeah.
It took me forever to figure out what the heck that checkerboard was.
Yes. It is very helpful, especially as you're starting to just kind of dedicate some time to go in and see what all the buttons are and what they do. And like I said, Canva has tutorials. There are so many YouTube video tutorials on Canva. Sometimes I'll run into something that I don't know how to do and I'm able to find a tutorial. So a lot of this isn't necessarily difficult. It's just a lot at the same time to learn and then remember and manage and get through it. So it's not, hopefully not too difficult.
Another thing you might mention is how you can get rid of that background.
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
So if you decide you don't want it, you can just click on it and hit delete. And then it goes away.
But just the background part, so you'll see the little pieces, but you can take the background, like, you can put it back.
Do you want to do what you're describing? I'm not sure that I.
Okay, bring it back up there. And there's something called, on your menu items, it's remove background.
Oh, right, the background
So it'll
remover.
take all of this part out and leave
Yes.
these pieces in.
Yeah, that's one of the pro
Oh,
features. So you'll be able to access it in the future, but it'll take out the background of the image.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
And if you decide, nope, I don't want that, you can go through and restore, and it'll put the background back in.
Okay, sometimes that's fun to do.
Yeah, that is definitely something I utilize as well. I don't know why it's.
You just hit remove again to get it back. I don't see restore. I just made it big now.
That's cool. Yours is cool.
Okay, all right, so let's do the transparency. And like I said, this is a visual technique I adopted from National. They do this for most of their posts, have some kind of transparent background image. So the main point of the transparent background image is just kind of to add visual interest. It's not necessarily that it be super readable or clear to navigate, unless of course it needs to be, and then you probably want to use a different technique than this. So that is how we achieve this background that we did here, is those steps. So let's see, the next thing we have is that little graphic. Go over here, back to that elements tab. And so it's right here because I had ballot typed in. You just click on whichever element you'd like to use, and it'll show up on your design space here. And something that's neat, not all of them do this, but often you can click on it on the graphic you just put in, and you're able to actually change those colors too, to get it to fit into what you're doing. So I can go down here to I have it, you probably don't, but whatever color you're using, you can go through and change all of the colors to a new color that's more fitting with your design. Yeah.
And I don't know, this is something that I like to do, but it might be on the cartoony side.
Mhm.
There's a tiny little circle that you can see down there that's attached to the image. You
Mhm.
can make that image tilt.
Yes, you can tilt it and rotate it. You can also flip them if you go to flip.
Yeah.
And you can flip it horizontally. It doesn't work well with words, but there are a lot of them that sometimes someone's face is like facing the way opposite of you would like it to be. You can flip it vertically. We won't get into today, but you can also you can animate them, and that's more for the video part of it. So that is how we get the graphic element in there. And if you haven't figured it out already, to move them around, you just click on them once, like when we tossed the photo in. We also have the ability to adjust it with arrows. So your up and down arrow, if you're just trying to make more minute changes, you can do it that way. Another very helpful thing is to right click it. Let me move this, and you can choose align to page, and then it'll like if you hit center, it'll just automatically center the graphic. So that saves you with a lot of messing around with it. It does have, hopefully they show up. I guess I chose a poor background for this.
Yeah,
They have guiding lines. I'll change the background to white real quick so that folks can see.
That is really helpful.
Yes.
So little centering tools that they give you when you're moving something around.
Yeah, so you can see this purple line comes up, that's notating where center is. If you move it, it kind of gives you
Really
guiding
Yeah.
lines as you're going through. So there are multiple ways that you're able to go through and change the position of
And it'll do that with text too. which is
Yeah.
what I really
any of the design elements that you put in, the little shapes, the graphics. You can do it with photos. We'll get down to photos. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to do that, and you can kind of play around with that and see what works best for you and develop your own system. Oh, let's actually keep over there. So that's how we got this vote little ballot box in our pre-design here. So the next thing that we're going to do is the text, enter the text boxes. So you click on that text. For when you have access, you could just click on it and it'll create a box in that specific font. But for now, we would add a heading text box. And then you can navigate up to here, and that's where the font is. And I don't remember if Merriweather Sans is one of the stock ones, but you can choose any font that you would like for this demonstration. And that's how you can go through. I don't like that. Let's try this one. So you can go through or search if you have a specific one in mind. But that is how you get, it's the start of the text box there. I think I had it say election day. So you can do a number of things with the text boxes as well. So I just like to highlight it all. Click on the text box, Control A highlights all the text.
How did you move it up there? How did you move it up?
Oh, it's the same way as with the little graphic elements. You click on it once with and hold down with the left pointer, and you can just drag it up. So yeah, that'll be how you move any of the elements that you take from this element tab here. So once you have the text, you can do a couple of things to add visual interest. So something that I like to do just to add more color in and get my cartoony in is to add a background. So you go to this elements tab, or not elements, effects tab right up here. And it'll bring up this menu. Oh, here, I'll remove the effects so it looks
But
like.
that menu will only show up if you're hovering over the text. So you need to.
Yeah, as you probably noticed, I keep accidentally veering out and it'll go away at times. So once you click on effects, it'll bring up this tab. And what I did was hit background here, and that automatically populates a background with a color. I personally like to do them as rectangles. So but you can do however you would like. You can adjust how round it is. And then you can adjust how much it goes out from the text. And you can also adjust the transparency of this as well. So there are a number of different effects for you to play around with, and different things that you could do to them. They've even got like advanced text effects. So there's a good deal to keep you busy as you're playing around.
Effects is a really bad name for what that is.
Yeah.
They really made that poorly. It's not really an effect. It's just changing the type stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call it that.
To be fancier, perhaps.
Amy, can you show one more time where you click to get that thing?
So it's right here, this effects.
Yeah,
Okay, got
in the type.
Yeah, and you'll notice too, once an effect is in place, this stays highlighted. It's kind of this lighter purple, and so that indicates that there's an effect in use at this point. So you can go through and change the color of this rectangle box, and here too, once you have the licensed Canva, the brand standards pop up there as well. So it's very easy to make sure you're always using the lead colors. And like I said, other programs I have to go through and individually type in the hex code each time I want to change the text, and it can be very a lot, especially during the legislative session when we're doing the newsletter. So that's how you can change the background. And then, like I said, I always like to click on it once and hit Control A so that all of the text is, so you're doing the same thing to all of the text all at one time. You can also change the color of the text by clicking this A here with the rainbow under it. And once you select a text color, it'll change to that color. But yeah, once again, the brand standards pop up here. So it's very easy to stay. You can do, you know, the usual, you can bold it, italicize, underline. They've got, you can change how the text is aligned here. This is set up similarly to like in a Word document. Do the bullet points if you want. They've got advanced settings where you can change how, it's very difficult to see both at the same time, but you can change how, oh, I didn't want that. Like how far the letters are. It won't let me show you at the same time, but how far apart the letters are in the line, or how, if you have multiple lines of text, you can make them further apart, take the letters further apart. So there's a lot to do there as well. It's not, I don't do that a ton, but it can be done. I do like to bold if I'm using, some of the leak fonts are thin. So sometimes I like to bold them to make them more readable. Okay, so once we've adjusted the background color here and the text color, there are a couple different ways, there's actually 3 different ways you can go about changing the size of the text box. So depending on what you're doing, one or another way might be easier. You can grab these little, once you click on it, you can grab these little circles and you can drag them to change the size. You can also use these plus or minuses that comes up in this toolbar to change the size. Or you can pick a size and type it in and then hit enter. So there are multiple ways that you can do that. Some are more helpful in other situations. I'm clicking up here to get it to go all the way to the end. So that was one text box. We've got 2 more text boxes to put in so we can practice that again. So these ones are the subheading will be, I think, what most of you have. So you just click on add subheading and you can go through and back to choose your font up here at the top of the toolbar. I'm gonna do the other font to be fancy. And then you just click on it and type in your text, which, let's see, return ballots by 8 p.m. Okay. Okay, so, and then once again, you can go through and add the same text effects. So click on the text box and effects, and add to the, or click on the background button here. For this one, I'm gonna do a different color. So I'll do white this time as the background, and we'll go back here to adjust the roundness so that it's a rectangle. And again, if you want to remove the effect, any one of them, you just click there and it'll bring it back to the pre-effect stage. And then we want to change the font color. You go back up to the toolbar here, and you can select any of your colors. It's also very helpful. It'll have like recent colors at the top or colors in this design. Sometimes I'll have designs, how I organize them, I'll have like 50 pages where I just have all the get out the vote ones. And so it'll keep track of all of the colors in all 50 of those pages. So it's kind of, that's very helpful to stay in a consistent color scheme. So we'll use that purple. Oh yeah, and if you want to, if you have a specific hex code, I don't imagine that a lot of this will happen for league use because we have the colors, but you are able to click on a color I want this purple to be a bit lighter, so click on it once and it takes you to that like rainbow color wheel, and you can adjust the colors that way as well. But yeah, I imagine most of it will be a saved color of some sort for the league work. And then we can make this bigger. Oh, you can also grab here, you can rotate, but you often can have another little circle down here with the little move arrows so that you can grab and move it that way. Or you can go through again, and I want to make sure this is centered. So we click center. Here, let's move this so I can see the mark. Align to page. It's already centered, so you can also double check your work. And we can see that it's centered there. And we have our third text box.
Can you go back to that align to page?
Yeah.
How did you get there?
So you go to the text box and you
Right.
click it once, and then you right click it.
I'm a Mac.
Yeah, I've never used a Mac. Is that not the same on a Mac?
No,
Oh, what is the Mac
I can't-
equivalent of right click?
but I don't even know
You
that.
have to double finger right click on the lower left-hand side of your keypad.
I always use the line, so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's gonna be a barrier, I find that I often kind of use the guiding lines and then fine tune with the arrows.
Okay.
But I-
And it's, two fingers down,
In your tab,
Just
okay.
anywhere.
on the top.
And then, yeah, there's a lot of options to do. You can copy, paste, duplicate, delete. There's layers. We're not going to get into that today. But you can, we might, depending, I guess, but you can change which of the design elements is in front of the other one. So that's how you access all of that. And the align to page, you can, doesn't always have to be centered. So
What?
Okay, so we were gonna do our last text box here. So I'll add a subheading again, and just click on that, and then the text box shows up. And you can either click once and Control A, or you can double click and it'll do it too. So I think I had it as April 28th. So type in your text again. We can go to the effects, go to the background, adjust the roundness down. Yeah.
I have yet to find the background. I've got the effects, but I can't, I've never been.
So yeah, take the roundness down, and I'm going to change the color of this one to white again. So now we have all of our text boxes.
But you can't see it because it's very light. Can you see how light the background is?
Yeah.
You just need to change the color of the
Out.
background.
So that's the bulk of what this graphic is going to be. At this point, something that I like to do is start, now that I have most of the elements down on the page and I can see how they're fitting more with each other, you can move them and you can group them together and move them. So there's a couple ways to do that. One is to click once on one element, and then I'm not sure if this will be different for Mac. So on a Windows, you would click once and then hit Shift and hold Shift, and then you can click on a second element, and then these dotted lines will come up and they'll be treated as one element. So you'll notice when I hit the arrows, they go up and down together. So that is very helpful if you know you're going to have elements that are going to be together. Another way that you can do that is to let's leave that down there. We can go ahead and you can click outside of the design and pull your mouse in and get this box, and you can highlight both elements and it will do the same thing, bring up those dotted lines. And if you want to make sure that these elements stay together, when this little toolbar pops up, you just hit group, and now these two you can't separate them, they're grouped together. So no matter what you do, they're together until you go back to the toolbar and hit ungroup. So there are ways to make it easier when you're working with elements. And we'll do this again. Click outside the design and get that little box to pop up. Highlight them, they're together. You can move them with the arrows. This is something to keep in mind. Sometimes let me think if it'll do it here. If you do the align elements and you have two different elements, it'll center them like this. So it doesn't always work. It's not always helpful. So got that. Let's see, the other elements, you won't have access to this yet, but you can add in the logo. So you click on this brand tab, logos. We've got them all loaded up, and then think about what logo matches what you're doing. So I'm gonna throw the white LWV logo in, and these work as the same as elements. So you can adjust the size in this way. You can rotate them. You can move them around this way or with the arrows. The same way that you're doing that. Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I did here. Just another pro tip is, especially if you're working with the full logo that spells out your league's name, it can be kind of challenging to fit that whole thing into your design. So sometimes if I know I need to use the full, if I need to use the full logo, I will put that in first and design around it, because it can be kind of a hassle to get the logos in. So I've often noticed that National throws them in a corner or centered. It depends on what your image is going to be. For Instagram, I think most leagues are mostly posting on Facebook now, so this isn't as relevant. But for Instagram, one photo shows up at a time, so you can't see them all, versus Facebook, where I think it's 5 photos and then it'll have the corner plus one. So what is often very helpful for viewers to know that there's going to be more photos to slide through is to add a little arrow somewhere so that folks get that visual cue. So if you've seen posts on Facebook that have those arrows, I know that I do this for the state. It's because on Instagram, they don't all show up at the same time. So it's just easier for folks to know there's going to be more.
Show the arrow again, please.
Yeah, so this is the arrow down here, and I was just about to add the arrow in. So that is also an element. I just usually type in arrow. Oops, caps lock is on.
Do they have a Mac version?
Of an arrow?
No, of this one.
Oh yeah, I believe Canva is available on Mac as well. Yes.
I'm using it right now, I just don't know how to.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
language is a little different.
I've never actually used a Mac, so I don't know.
It's worse.
Oh, it does.
There's
Okay.
not a lot of changes.
So to get the arrow, I just went to the elements tab. I searched arrow. It'll come up as a shape, or if you want like a fancier one, you can do the graphics. And let's see.
The great part about it is if you have a MacBook and you have a Mac desktop, once you go into Canva and you get your own, it shows up in both places. All the
Yes.
things you've been doing.
It's stored in the cloud.
Everything stays there. So your Mac is gonna be, if you use it on just your MacBook, it's gonna be the same stuff that you were working on your desktop.
Yes.
I'm so glad you read
Yeah, and as I said, part of what we're doing is we know like local leagues are going to be doing Canva more. So having Emma, our intern, create resources, and myself too, help dedicating more time, hopefully, to getting tutorials out. And like I said, tons of tutorials on YouTube. National has some stuff as well on the league management side. So you would just select the arrow that you want. And it looks like we're lucky this one, the color can be changed. And like I said, some of them they can, some of them they cannot be changed. So it really depends, but we can change this someone, so we'll change it to the league yellow here.
And you don't know until you experiment. It doesn't
Yes.
tell you until you experiment.
All right, and then you can move that down to the corner, and then I think I mocked it up. Oh no, I didn't. But then that would just be necessary if you're gonna be posting on Instagram, because it just shows one photo at a time, and it's just easier for folks to know there's gonna be more information shared. All right, so we're not gonna have time to do the second demonstration, but we do have some time for questions too. And online folks, if you have a question, feel free to raise your hand so I can see. I can stop sharing my screen, or I guess it might depend on the questions. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
In the team's environment, if other people put their tri brochures out there, can you then pull their design and just update it for yours?
Yes.
We need to convert ours.
Yes,
from
and actually,
publisher.
that reminded me, I need to show you one more thing. So once you've completed your design, you will likely want to share it, and you can download it. So you go to the share button here, and then download. And then it gives you, do you want to download all of the graphics in this slide? Just that one page you were working on or custom allows you to go through and see all of the different projects that you have, and then you select one. So we're just gonna do this one page.
And you need to make sure you download what you want it to
Yes.
be, a JPEG or a
Yes.
PDF or that's.
So yeah,
At least on a Mac.
you can go through and choose what kind of file type you want it to be when you're downloading. And then you download it. And it'll show up wherever you download stuff. Yeah.
Can you save it in a way that someone else is able to edit it?
Yes. So that was what I was going to show you next. Another thing you can do is you hit this share button again and you scroll down. Where did it go?
Well, if they're on your team, they're gonna automatically see it.
Not unless you share it as a template. So I looked into this. The owner of the account, the state league, can share templates to the local leagues. It doesn't look like local leagues can share templates to everybody through the team's environment, but you are able to, and I'm not sure why it's not here. There's a link you can do. Maybe I already made it a template and that's why it's not showing up.
That's why Lynn got mine, because it's not connected to the league, but she's on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she got mine, because she was on my team. But if you're working through the league, it's gonna have a little bit more blocking on what can be shared with other people.
I'm gonna start a new project real quick so I can, because it's not showing up there, but there is a way to make your design into a template, and you can activate it into a template and it'll give you a link that you can then send to people, and then that's how they could edit it. Yeah, I did it. Maybe someone else, maybe I just can't see it. Got a lot of frazzle going on.
And it shows up as a template, but they have to be in Canva
Yeah.
to see the template. It won't just go to somebody that doesn't have Canva.
Now share's
Somewhere on
gone.
on the share.
Oh, maybe my thing is too zoomed in again.
Try share. One of these things.
There it is. Okay.
And then we can share, choose the option there.
Okay, it's small now to get it to show up, but this share button in the corner.
You were looking at it.
I see share, but I don't see that. There's usually a publish.
What's that see all?
See all, yeah. Publish template. Oh, here it is. Template link. Okay. So once you bring up the share button,
Yeah.
click see all and hit template link. And this will create a link so that anyone that you send it to will be able to edit the same design.
Careful with that though.
Yeah. You can also, if you want someone to just be able to review your work, but not make any changes, you are also able to, oh, I think I have to turn off. Do this. Okay. Well, in any case, you can copy link. Yeah, there's an access level here. Only you can access. Anyone on the team can access. Anyone with a link can access. So if you click that over here on the side, you can give the option to they can edit, they can comment on it, or they can only view it so that they can just look at it and review it. So yes, that was the last thing I wanted to show you. Was there other questions?
Can I ask a question about that particular thing?
Yes.
So if you share with somebody and you're giving them access to your design, they then, when they make changes to it, you don't have the original design anymore, correct?
Yes.
So how do you keep your design and give somebody else access?
What I generally do is I copy the design and then make the copy the template. So let's move this out of here. If you go to, I believe it's under file, yeah, and then make a copy, it'll copy that entire design thing that you were just working on, all of the pages, and it'll be copy of election day, and then that, when you go back to your home screen,
That's the one that you could share.
yeah, that's the one that I would share. Did the online folks have questions? Yeah, Leslie, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes. How do you make the graduated transparency of the pictures like the State League does on the homepage?
So that's an element. Here, let me see if I can get away with making this bigger. Not that big. So that would be under the elements tab. I usually just search ombre. And that'll pull it up, ombre. And then you'll have, it's kind of frustrating because they're not all uniform. So you can click on one. They're in the, you see them here. You find one that you like, click on it, and then sometimes you can go through and change the color of the ombre. Is my toolbar popping up? And sometimes you can't. So you kind of, they're the same as the little ballot box graphic. That's where you locate them. And then some of them you can change the colors with more than others.
Oh, and then probably figure it out. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Were there any other questions? No? Okay.
That was great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad it was helpful.
Thank
All
you.
right, yeah. Thanks, online folks. And like I said, I'll make a recording of me going through the beginning portion that you didn't see, if that's helpful to you. And probably, I'm realizing as this goes on, there needs to be a video of this too, the whole thing. So look forward to that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining.
This looks funny.